Yeah, baby. All right, guys. Today we're going to make a 450 Bushmaster magazine out of a 223 magazine. So this is your standard steel 223 magazine. We're just going to manipulate the follower here a little bit so that it will accommodate the larger case of the 450. Before we get started, one of the things that I found when I was trying to see if this thing would load and unload these bullets is, if you'll notice here, these are some Hornadies. By the way, I'm not saying that Hornadies makes a bad bullet, but if you'll notice that, do you see how much this bullet here has come out of the case? Substantial difference in overall length. I don't see much of a factory crimp on these Hornady bullets, but it's come out quite a bit. I didn't measure it, I didn't mic it or anything, but if you can see the difference, let me bring this into focus. Yeah, you see that? You see how much has come out? I'm trying to match that brass up as good as I can, but yeah, it's come out quite a bit. So you want to make sure that your bullets are seated to the proper overall length, because the 450 was made to be at the maximum complete overall length that a AR-15 can handle. So make sure that you keep an eye on that with your ammunition. Okay, now that we put that disclaimer out there, let's get back to the magazine. So the first thing you're going to want to do is, you see the back part right here, this bottom plate that holds the spring in, you're just going to want to push that out a little bit. Now there's a spring in there that sends your bullets up through the magazine, so you want to get your finger in there and hold on to it good, because it will want to come out. Then kind of you got to work it around these, those little tabs there. And what you're going to want to do is get your follower out. There we go. That's out. Now we can take this apart too, so it's easier to handle. So let's pop this out here. There you go, just as simple as that. I'll move these parts out of the way. Now if you'll notice, on this follower I drew a little mark and I traced where these tabs here, where they hit the follower. So I don't want to go even up to this, because I want this follower to put a little back pressure against here, so we don't have to bend these tabs in so that the bullets don't come out when we don't want them to. So make sure you have eye protection on, by the way. What you're going to want to do is you take your Dremel and you're just going to want to start chipping away at this right here. I'm going to leave about a quarter and then see how it functions, and then we'll, if we have to take off more, we will, but I'd rather take off less to start with and go back and redo it. Okay, we got the initial amount off that we wanted to get off, so now I'm going to change my bits real quick, and I'm going to start squaring this back up. Okay, Now, I put on my round sanding bit here. I'm just going to clean this all up nice and even, and then we should be able to get to the sandpaper. Okay, I cleaned up pretty well. Now I'm going to hit it with some sandpaper just to smooth it out, and then I'll polish it up with the Dremel tool. Okay, I zoomed it in a little bit so we could see better. I'm going to start off with some 220 grit sandpaper, so pretty rough sandpaper, and we are just going to knock off any high edges. See, it's already peeling stuff off there. You're going to want to get both sides of it, because you want this thing to be smooth. You don't want to be able to get anything to get caught up on it, but it'll get nice and smooth because we're going to go from 220 to 400 to like a 1500 or 1000 grit, one of the two. They're laying down here beside me. So yeah, just keep sanding it away till it starts to feel smooth, and then you can start seeing all that gunk come off there, and all the rough edges are getting knocked down good. Because when these things come from the factory, they're really smooth, right? You don't want anything to get caught up on your ammo and cause a jam or anything. So we're just smoothing out all the rough edges with the 220. That looks pretty good. It feels good. Starting to feel smooth. Knock all that gunk out of there. Now, this is 400. Right here, going to do the same thing. I just fold up any way I can get it folded, and get in there, start smoothing everything down again. It's not really important that you get this accurate as it is important that you get this thing as straight as you can, because you can always bend those tabs over if you take off too much there, but if you don't get this thing straight, it's kind of difficult for the bullets to feed straight. So you need to pay attention to that. That's really one thing that I've learned over the past couple years doing these mags, is if you don't get it straight, it will create a problem. So got a nice little lip there. All right, let's go on to the 1000 grit right here. Okay, and this is going to smooth everything down good. Should knock down all the little misconceptions that we can't feel, or the imperfections that we can't feel. And we're just going to want to keep pushing it down and pushing it down. And all right, now that feels pretty good there, good and smooth, nothing. But I'm going to hit it with some 1500 just in case there's something that we missed. Now this is wet dry sandpaper my brother gave me. He gave me a sheet of a couple grits so I could kind of do some of these videos. And we also use this sandpaper to build the 80% lowers. when you're sanding the rails down, but I'll do another video on that when mine comes in. So now you just sand it down good. Okay. Now the last step is the Dremel polish. Okay, this is a polishing compound that I like to use. So this is just like when you're doing any other polishing wheel. Guys, and if you're not going to wear safety glasses through the rest of it, you need to wear it through this. Because this stuff goes everywhere. Okay? Get a little bit on your Dremel. See how it's all over my hand right there? It just flings it everywhere. So now, what you're going to want to do is just polish this up nice and easy. You're not going to put much pressure on it. All you're doing is get some polishing compound and give it a one last smoothing. You want to make sure you do both sides. Let that polishing compound get in there and work and smooth everything up. There we go. Looking good. Okay. Now, let me zoom in on this a little bit for you. There we go. See that? Took some material out. Looking pretty good. Got a nice little lip there to hold those bullets. I'm going to zoom out again here. Put this thing back in focus. Now, we just got to put the mag back together. Pretty simple, right? You think? That little thing clips in there. Okay. There's the front of your mag. Or the front of your follower. Just wanna put that follower in there. Oh, that ain't good. In there, you little bugger. There we go. Those little tabs will give you a heck if you don't be careful. So you gotta watch those little tabs there. And then remember, you're gonna push it all the way down and hold it so it doesn't snap back at you. Now if you're making this magazine for a hunting magazine, you can slide something right there. You put your 5 bullets in there and kind of measure out how deep they are, and then you can put a little stick or something in there, or a dowel rod. I usually use a dowel rod and just sand it down round so it sits in there, and then you can put tape around it so it doesn't make much noise. But that's what I usually do for a hunting mag, because sometimes those hunting mags get rather expensive also. So you're gonna want it. Then just slide your cap or your spring holder back on there. Okay. And there's our finished product. Now let's see how the ammo loads in it. Make sure it sits in there good too. There we go. See how that follower holds that bullet tight against that tab right there? That's what we're going for. Because sometimes when you don't, if you take too much off of it, it will actually, we'll see if I can get it to do it with a different bullet. It will actually push that ammo back up through there. See how it wants to go up through there? It will actually do that. So we might have to bend these tabs over a little bit, but we'll see. Nope, I don't think we will. See? There we go. I only put 3 in there. You can put more. I think you can hold 7 or 8, but see how it holds that bullet in there good? That bullet can't come out. Yeah, I can't pull that bullet out. So that's what you want. You don't really want to bend the tabs too much. I mean, you can if you have to, but you really want to make sure that you're keeping it as stock as possible. So there you go. You bang them down a little bit. And there we go, guys. That's how you make a 450 Bushmaster magazine out of a 223 magazine. Now you can buy the followers. They're $14 to $20 from what I've seen online, but I mean, it's a fun little project to do. Kind of teaches you how to keep your mags clean and pull your mags apart. So guys, if you got any questions, make sure you subscribe to our channel. Click the like button, and if you got any questions, leave them in the comments. Thanks for watching.